good friend, Brent Kellas. I don't know how
Very
that matters,
specific.
but anyways, I did that. We want to see someone falling in a ditch.
Hey, it's done. And I was like, okay, I can relax now. I wouldn't suggest doing all those things in a short amount of time, but
There's more fine women than there are fine men locally. Okay, well, here we go. Back again. And this week, a good friend and client, Brent Kellas. Lots of people know Brent from school, and you taught our kids music.
yep.
Yeah.
I taught Austin.
Austin, yeah. I mean, we go way back. You were probably, I met you back when we first moved to the area. I was with Remax at the time, and your mom was a longtime realtor. She was one of the managers there, brokers, and Diane, and like she kind of took me under her wing, taught me all the stuff locally here. So I mean, I owe a lot to Diane. Learned so much from her.
I just saw her this morning, and I was like, how many years did you do real estate? And she's like, 28.
28 years.
And she's been retired almost 10 years now.
Wow, yeah, I can't believe, She's just a wealth of knowledge, and a super nice person, and then she got us connected. We
Played golf a few times. And
went bowling once, I think too. Yeah.
The local bowling alley.
Yeah, so it's good. So one of the things, and I wanted to talk to you about today, first of all, and we'll talk about the real estate side first, because you recently went through a transaction as a seller and a buyer, and I wanted to talk to you about what that process was. I was fortunate enough to represent you both on the sale and the purchase. So I had your previous home listed and then helped you buy the new one. When it came to that process and entering into that, the first thing is what, in terms of like stress or anxiety or like, what were the pain points or through that process? Is there anything that comes to mind that was like, well, this was hard, like we found this challenging?
Well, we, like my wife Sharon and I, had a pretty unique situation because we just got married last March, like almost like a year ago.
Yeah. And
then she had a house in Nanaimo that she owned with her brother. I had my townhouse in Parksville. And then we had to sell both of those properties in order to, get the funds together to buy the type of house we're looking for. And so to get all those things to happen all at the right time, that was the biggest stressor, right? But her house sold quite quickly because of it's located right by the university in Nanaimo. Yeah. So easy to rent it out and all that stuff. Mine is a townhouse in Parksville, which has, stairs. So it's not like, the average age of people in Parksville is a little older, so having stairs, the 2 stories made it a little harder to sell.
Took us a little longer, didn't it?
Yeah, a little longer than I was comfortable with. Like I was like, is it ever going to sell? Like, is this going to hold us up? But luckily we got the offer and it worked out really well.
Came through. Yeah. So that was kind of, obviously causing some stress in the waiting because it was taking a little bit longer. On the selling side, otherwise, like I guess, how is it for showings and things like that? Like, what do you think, like knowing that people are coming into your home and like you're living there and they're coming in to view it, like did that bother you at all?
Not at all. Well, I think it's mostly because I grew up with my mom being a realtor, right?
Okay, so you knew the drill.
I kind of know the drill. I know like her hours, she'd come in and eat like for 2 minutes and then out the door again to show something. And so I kind of know how it goes, and I was pretty prepared. And but like luckily we my wife Sharon and I, we also rented a storage unit in Parksville, so we were able to take a lot of the stuff out of my townhouse so I didn't have to clean up every time.
Yeah, you did the prep work, which is important.
Yeah, and I think that's a big help was like if I can declutter, get stuff out of the house, and it was worth its weight in gold for that because I didn't have to like try and hide stuff, and all the doors could be open. They could see all the rooms and the storage in there, and it was all nice, looked nice. Yeah.
And then, so switching now on to the purchase side, and we shopped around a few different homes, and then
we looked at some houses,
and then, and then I mean, eventually found one that was kind of hitting most of the features that you were looking for. In that process, and we had subjects on that, and we had inspection. Do you remember any pain points through that of where it was super stressful or
not? I wouldn't say any pain points through the process with you taking us through everything and getting all the inspections done. For me, and this is probably just my side of this, is it was the finances part, like getting all the financing to go through at the right time, and So making sure you speak to your mortgage broker and
Yeah.
be very clear about making sure everything is ready to go, because
Yeah.
there were some things that we thought were ready, and then all of a sudden something came up, and it was stressful for me, even though in the long run it worked out, but all of a sudden it felt like something immediately had to change in finances wise, and I was like, why didn't we know about this earlier?
Right.
And because I haven't ever sold a place before.
Right.
I'd only purchased one place, and this is my first time trying to do multiple things.
A lot of people is that. It's not something you're doing every day.
No.
Yeah.
And I think with like the professionals you talk to, you're working with, like mortgage brokers, realtors, inspectors, they do it all the time, right? Every day. And for me, it's like all brand new. I'm like, is this how it's supposed to go?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, financing can always be a bit of an adventure, because sometimes things change, and everybody's situation, circumstance is different, but there might be something that comes up and the lender will just ask for additional information. It's like, oh, well, now we want this, but they weren't asking for it before. So things come up, and then we always find when we put condition days on an offer, right, say financing condition until the 15th, and no matter what date we put on there, it takes until that day. And there's like, in the last 2 days, is like so many times, it's like a mad scramble, and it's like, why? Like, we had 2 weeks. Why is it all happening at the last minute, right?
And we know we had like all the paperwork done, everything was signed, it was all ready to go. And then, but until you sent me the text, like, hey, it's done, and I was like, okay, I can relax now. You know, but we knew it was going to happen, but I was still a little bit on.
You have like
unsure.
It's like anxiety or apprehension or just uncertainty, right? You think it's good, but you don't know until it's done.
Yeah. Which gives me a little bit of like, I don't know if admiration is the right word, or like I respect what you do as a job, because I don't think I could handle that kind of stress. That's, like, I'm a teacher and I have a different kind of stress in my job, but like all the moving parts and unknowns and things that change moment to moment, I'm like, I don't think I could do that as a job. So.
Well, it is, and it's not for everybody. There are a lot of moving pieces, and helping people to manage expectations and work through challenges too, right? That's a part on our side, but yeah, it is. I'm glad everything worked out, because you're in a great spot, and I know there's been some changes in the neighborhood there. They're building the path through. So is that coming through past your house already, or?
So we ended up with a house overlooking the Englishman River Estuary.
Yeah, awesome
and
views.
with nice, ocean view, which we didn't think was going to happen.
Yeah.
But because the house price came down, it was all of a sudden basically in our price range.
Yeah.
But we ended up with this house, and so we have estuary land behind us, and then they've been in talks for years about putting a pathway that will connect the Parksville Beach all the way down eventually to Rath Trevor, I think. But they've started construction of the part that's going to go behind our house. Luckily, because remember you showed us the actual layout of our lot, we actually have a chunk of land that is estuary land that is actually ours. So it's not going to go right behind our property, or right behind our house, I should say.
Yeah.
But there's other people who live along there that's going to go right behind their yard.
So change things a bit.
Change things. But also it's going to be nice because we'll be able to access a few different points to take our dog for a walk, or just go for a walk down towards the boardwalk or towards Englishman River.
Well, that was another thing too, because you had the new dog throughout the process, right? So
it was a crazy year. It was a year of change. That's for sure.
Wedding, a dog, a house, sell a house,
selling things. Oh man, it was. I wouldn't suggest doing all those things in a short amount of time, but
it goes.
We did it.
Yeah. So you're a long-term resident here in the Parksville, Qualicum area. So you grew up here?
I grew up.
Where'd you grow up? Or how was?
So I was born in Prince George, and I have a twin sister.
Yeah.
And we were adopted when we were about a month and a half old.
Right.
And we moved to Port Alice, which was the first place I remember living.
Yeah.
And then we moved from there down to Victoria, so the top end of the island all the way to the bottom.
Wow.
And then we moved to Nanaimo for a couple of years, but then we moved to Qualicum when I was in grade 4, and then I spent the rest of my school years in Qualicum. So I grew up in Qualicum in School District 69, and then went to university and got into teaching. Yeah. Went to the mainland for 6 or 7 years, and then came back, and I've been here for the last 16 years, I think.
Right.
So yeah.
Wow. So what was it like growing up, being a kid in Qualicum Beach? Like, I have lots of we have people that move here and they've got kids, and they're always asking, like, Well, it seems like there's an awful lot of retired people here. Is there anything for kids to do? Like, what was your experience growing up in Qualicum Beach as a kid?
I loved it, and I think there's a lot of people who they want to move away as soon as they graduate high school, but then they end up coming back.
Yeah.
And I can see why. Like, yes, it's not as exciting as living in Vancouver or Victoria or something like that, but there's also a lot of things that I didn't have to deal with, growing up, and like I could walk anywhere, ride my bike, and I felt like safe, and I wasn't near, major highways or anything. It's a pretty quiet little place, but there's enough here to do, and of course there's the beach, right?
Yeah. So growing up, I was going to ask about that. When you grow up here and there's that beach, and you don't really know anything else, like did you appreciate where you lived as much? Do you think like was it like, did you know that you were living somewhere really special, or was it just like, this is just where I lived? Like,
I don't think I appreciated it as much as I should have.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we spent a lot of time at the beach because we used to live in Eagle Crest.
Okay.
And we had a little path from our backyard down the bank into the ocean, basically.
Oh.
And so we got to spend tons of time swimming there. But then when I was a teenager, we just would get in a car and go to Nanaimo and try and go to the mall or go see a movie or something. Parksville actually used to have a movie theater.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
It wasn't here.
So I remember going there, and that was part of my upbringing. And then that got closed, and so Parksville has definitely changed. Though it's a little different, and Qualicum is. Yeah. Qualicum's quite similar to what it was like, but just with more. Like some nicer buildings and stuff now, I would say, and more amenities. But
They've
it's
really
still
retained its
small town
kind of charm.
No chains, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, that is so cool. So now you're a teacher in the community where you grew up. Yeah. So you have students that are kids of your friends that you grew up with, and that connection.
Yeah, I teach kids of people I went to school with all the time. Yeah. And I haven't been teaching here long enough to teach kids of my students yet. Yeah. But if I was teaching on the mainland still, I probably would be at that point, because this is my 23rd year of teaching, I think. So, so I'm getting there.
That adds up. Well, I know. Look back at how long I've been doing what I'm doing too, and it's great. It's hard to believe, right? Yeah. So we were talking before we started here about coffee and being on. I've been like on again, off again. Are you a coffee drinker, or?
I was definitely like a green tea drinker for a long time, and I didn't drink coffee.
Okay.
Because I found it was not great with my my stomach.
Okay.
But I have found some coffee that actually it doesn't bother my stomach very much at all.
Yeah.
So that's good. So I usually have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and then I'll drink either tea or water for the rest of the day. Kind of works.
But you're not like drinking coffee all day long.
No. But French Press here in Parksville is the place that I usually get our coffee from. Yeah. We buy beans and grind them.
Oh, you grind them there? When you go to the French Press, what's your go-to order, like, as far as a drink?
Either a mocha or just a regular, like their home blend, which is a Qualicum home blend, or their diner one, which is also nice too.
Yeah, French Press, that's on our list too. We go there lots. So I recently tried matcha. Have you had matcha?
Yeah.
But I don't know where, I was watching a podcast or video on YouTube, and they're like, matcha's the way to go instead of coffee. So I bought some. I followed all the instructions. You're supposed to blend it in a W or a zigzag pattern. Have you heard this?
Wow.
I don't know how that matters, but anyways, I did that. But I did unsweetened, right? Made it at home. That stuff tasted like paste. And I don't know. Anyways, I drank it, but then I only had it once, so maybe I need to give it a little bit more of a chance. But
well, it's even like green tea. Like, a lot of people don't like green tea, but I put honey in my green tea usually.
Yeah.
But some people think green tea just tastes like you're drinking grass or dirt or something. But I'm like, it tastes good to me, and it's healthier for you than drinking coffee.
Maybe we get used to it. But this matcha, I'm gonna give matcha another shot. Maybe I'll have to add a little bit of honey or something.
Honey is a good sweetener.
Okay.
For sure.
I'll do that. And So what do you do outside of work? You live locally here. You've got the dog and your wife. What do you what's a perfect day off, or on a weekend? What do you guys do locally here?
A lot of our days off that I would say are like our favorite is just visiting with family and stuff.
You're tight with your family too.
My sister lives in Ladysmith, and they love Ladysmith and the community there. So We were just down there the other day,
Yeah.
and so we go visit my nephew. We watched him at his soccer camp the other day, and so visiting my sister in Ladysmith, or my mom in Qualicum.
Yeah.
And then my wife's family is also on the island, so we see a lot of them as well. Yeah, but right now, because we've only had our dog for less than a year.
Yeah. And Joey, right?
Yeah, Joey, and he's
Golden
one.
Retriever?
Golden Retriever.
Yeah.
And he just turned one a couple weeks ago, so he's been kind of like taking up all of our, our downtime. So that's kind of like my favorite parts of my day off now, is taking him for a big long walk.
Where's your favorite? Where are you taking him when you go for a walk? What do you?
Well, we go in our neighborhood,
Yeah.
but then also down to the beach, along the boardwalk, so we can say hi to everybody.
Oh yeah, Parksville Boardwalk.
Yeah.
He likes to be
socialized.
Oh,
he's definitely social.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we often take him to a field, like at Craig Street Commons, or and then throw the ball or the frisbee for him, and because he loves to run and doesn't get a chance to run a lot off leash, so that's a pretty safe space to do that.
And Parksville, it seems like a lot of people have dogs and pets, and like it seems like pretty pet friendly and walkable, right?
Oh yeah. When you have a dog and you end up meeting so many people, you get to know the names of their dogs more than you know the other people's names. So we have a set group of people who we see at 5:30 in the morning, and on most days of the week. So yeah.
You get to, right, and you know the dog's names, but you don't know the people's names, right?
Exactly.
But it is nice. You get a connection with people, right? And I'm sure the dogs look forward to seeing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. So, this is good. Okay, so when it comes to music, is it jazz or rock?
Jazz.
You're a jazz guy?
Because I play trumpet and trombone and drums and stuff a bit, so definitely jazz music.
Okay, and then early mornings or late nights, what are you?
Well, it's early mornings, because I take Joey for a walk every morning.
Oh, okay.
I would say it used to be late nights, because I would, stay up doing work and stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't now, because I have to get up so early to walk the dog.
You get Joey out before you go to work and that?
Oh yeah. 5 o'clock in the morning, I get up, take him for a walk, and then same thing at night too.
Is he waking you up if you're like, does he know, he knows it's time?
Yeah, like probably 7 or 8 minutes before my alarm, he comes up and puts his face on the bed right beside me. He's like, yeah, it's time to go for a walk.
Right on. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, and we already did favorite local coffee shop, but do you have a restaurant go-to recently, locally?
Probably the Nanoose Bay Cafe.
Yeah.
That's where we got married, actually.
Oh, that's right.
And so it's a beautiful location right there looking at the marina, and has great food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you recommend that as a wedding spot for people?
Yeah, we really liked it. They hadn't done too many weddings there, but they're doing more now. Yeah. And it was a beautiful location, and we didn't really decorate or anything, because it's such a beautifully done up place already, and so it was very simple. We went in there, had the ceremony, and then switched right into having the dinner right there. So
cool.
It was awesome.
Nice. That's good to hear. Yeah. And last question. If you had to pick one word to describe Parksville area, what is it?
Peaceful.
Peaceful. Okay.
Yeah.
Good word.
Especially compared to, we were just in Victoria the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get me back to Parksville.
simple life, right?
Peaceful.
Oh, that's cool. So one thing that I always do every week is I share my Walper wisdom. And this week, and this just came about in a situation that I was involved in, and it just comes down to doing the right thing. And being, I guess, I don't want to say authentic, but sometimes, and especially in business, we can be motivated to people are making decisions based on what's easiest or maybe what's most profitable, but maybe it isn't always the right thing to do. Right. And so I was faced with a situation here in the last week where it really came down to doing the right thing and advising people against what was probably maybe not the greatest in financial decision, but long-term it worked out. So that's one of my kind of go-tos, is just like do the right thing. If you're not happy with the decision, like you know about it, do the right thing. Do you have any words of wisdom or the things that you live by, or maybe that your mom or dad had instilled in you that you want to share?
Well, I'd say before I share, like that's something like for sure as a realtor, that when I recommend you to other people, it's because you're a person of integrity.
Okay.
And I felt that like other real estate situations that my wife and I have been involved in with, selling properties for her family and stuff, I felt that like I could always count on you to be knowledgeable, do the right thing, and everything like that. Whereas we didn't always feel like things were taken care of in the most professional or helpful way.
Well, I appreciate
and so
that.
with you being our realtor, I was like, we should just use Kirk for everything from now on.
Okay, well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I feel very relaxed and at ease when you're,
Okay, well, I'm happy to hear that. That's good. Yeah.
And as far as thinking about integrity and all that kind of stuff, I don't know if I have a piece of advice, but as you know, I run this guys group at my school.
Yes.
And so just like thinking about what kind of a person do you want to be, whether it's a teenager or an adult, like what kind of person do you want to be now and what kind of person do you want to be later on in life? And for you, what kind of person do you want to be for your clients now so that they might recommend you for other clients later on? Yeah. Even though it may be a difficult decision, right?
Sometimes it is, yeah. It's like, you're putting in time in advance and hopefully it pays off in the long run, right? But especially for you, you're setting an example for that group, right? So that's a big position to be a part of, a big position to have, and especially in leading, being a teacher and leading, and because those kids will spend a lot of time with you. Yeah,
so I'm the music teacher at Ballenas Secondary School, but also we run this mentoring group for boys, and it's probably the next most important part of my job, I feel, even though it's not actually my job. Right. But myself and a number of other teachers and people from the community, we run this mentoring group for boys that meets once a week at lunch, and awesome. It's something I wish there had been at my school when I was growing up. Yeah. And so we can provide this group for them. I think it will help a lot of those boys like to think about things like integrity, responsibility, the way you carry yourself, the way you represent yourself and your family, right? So.
Well, you are a good person to be leading that group because, you are able to, I think just number one is your personality and what you've done, but I think that those kids would look up to you, and you set a good example for being dependable and responsible, and in the community as well, and that. So all my dealings with you has been excellent. But you invited me last year to a group, the locally here, 100 Men Who Give a Damn. This is a local, I guess, group.
Yeah, charity group.
Yeah. So give us just kind of the rundown on this.
So the 100 Fine Men of Oceanside Who Give a Damn, I think is their official name, but it kind of changes depending if you look at their website or talk to the people. But the group, the reason I found out about it is my sister is part of the 100 women in Nanaimo. Okay. And so she was already doing this 4 times a year, going to this group and then helping out local charities. So I found out about it that way. And then actually the boys mentoring group, we were trying to find out how to ask for funding from them. Yeah. And then I found out about what the group does, and I thought, this is something I should be doing because I live here and it's benefiting charities in our local area. So I started going to their meetings 4 times a year, and basically 100 men, but it's now about 170 or almost it's 200, are get together 4 times a year, and they listen to 3 different charities, and then they decide that night which charity they're going to write $100 each towards that charity. And so like our guys group actually was a successful recipient, and we got about $17,000 to run the group at my school and the one at Qualicum Secondary School. Yeah. So, and recently they've done Special Olympics, the Bowser Seniors Housing Society, North Island Wildlife Recovery Center, and then the most recent one that just was voted on was the Good Food Box program, which is actually run out of the church I go to, Oceanside Community Church. And it provides food for families at a very reasonable cost. It's about, I think, $20 to $30 worth of fresh fruit and vegetables, and it's provided for $15, or it can be $5 or free depending on the family's situation. So
I was so happy that you invited me. I didn't know really what it was going to be like, and get there, meet a lot of great people, and
the impact you have, you can see like the size of the impact versus if I just donated $20 to $50 to a charity, all of a sudden you see what $17,000 can do for a local charity. It's a pretty good feeling, and we're maybe on the younger side of the people who attend the group,
bring the average age down.
For a little bit. So it's kind of cool to see that like it's everyone from who's either beginning their career or just kind of in the middle of their career to people who've lived in the area and are retired, wanting to support groups in the local Parksville Qualicum area.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic, and just the whole, everybody's there for the same reason. So you get to meet people that are like-minded, that are wanting to help the community and work together. And so and there is my mom's now part of the 100 Oceanside Women. Right.
And so
they do that as well. So
Yeah,
they're a larger group as well, aren't they?
I think they're more than the guys.
more than the men.
I think they're,
There's
200.
more fine women than there are fine men locally.
Maybe it's because women live longer.
Yeah, maybe,
Qualicum and Parksville
they're
kind of,
more
the retirement age. I don't know.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, we'll look forward to getting together at the next one of those events, and then we need to get out golfing this year and do some more things. Enjoy our time outside of work, right?
The last time we went golfing, I had one really good shot, and the rest of it was not super awesome. But we had my first tee
so you
shot.
always remember the good one, right?
Yeah. It was like this close to a hole in one. I was like, no.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did. That was
closest
good.
to the pin at that tournament.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
And then I got no money for it because nobody wanted to put money into
because that was because we were the first ones.
We were the first group.
You had your marker right by the pin, so that was
nobody entered after.
Yeah, that was funny. The Looney KP, and then no one put money.
$4.
Yeah, that was fun, but.
Amazing.
I want to thank you for coming and doing this. It's always great to just hear other people's stories and share our experiences within our community, especially people that are looking to move here. It's always great. They're always wondering, well, what is it like? And so we were able to share that today. And great to hear about your experience and working with me and go through the selling and the buying process. So I appreciate you sharing that. And and thanks for just being a good friend.
Yeah.
So
and again, Sharon and I are very thankful that you could do the selling of my place, but also the purchasing of the one we live in now, because we're super happy with where we're living, and it probably wouldn't have gone exactly that way if we hadn't hired you to.
All right. Wow. Okay. Awesome. I'll take it. Thank you. So that's it. Thanks again for watching, and we'll be back again.